Are you looking to get that 17th first round knockout, like trying to knock him into retirement?
Yeah, I want to definitely retire him for sure. That's my goal, you know. And I'm not trying to sit here and disrespect him or nothing. Like he a legend, you know. But at the end of the day, we gotta go in there, we gotta fight, and we gotta tussle.
Edgar Berlanga is keen on his thoughts about viciously knocking out Canelo Alvarez in their upcoming clash. Edgar Berlanga is an undefeated prospect with a 22-0 record and 17 knockouts. He most recently defeated Padraig McCrory by 6th round TKO in February. Edgar Berlanga first made his name by showcasing his power, knocking out his first 16 opponents after turning pro. Berlanga thinks his jabs will be brutal, as he has the opportunity to fight against Canelo in just 2 weeks. "This is going to be our breadwinner, the jab right here," Berlanga said in a recent interview with Michael McCarthy, also known as Large of Barstool Sports. "To land a big punch, you gotta set it up. Guys like him at that level, you can't go out there and just try to throw bombs. He's going to see it. He's going to execute on that. So it's about setting up, being smart in that ring, and having good discipline. This is, of course, the biggest opportunity yet, and the toughest test for Berlanga." After his knockout streak, Berlanga had 5 straight decision wins as he stepped up against and was tested by better opponents: Demon Nicholson, Marcelo Cocaras, Steve Rolls, Romer Alexis Angulo, and Jason Quigley. "He goes off respect too," Berlanga said. "If I'm over here pity-patting him, he's going to walk right through. I'm coming to fight, man. This is balls to the walls for me. This is the opportunity of a lifetime that I have to grasp towards." Berlanga wants to focus on Canelo's jab and control his pace for the entirety of 12 rounds. He also wants to use the jab to control the distance and shoot him off shots to catch the champion like Dimitri Bivol had done. Taking notes from the light heavyweight champion, Berlanga is super confident in his abilities and took a vow to punish the champion. "I'm the bigger guy, I'm longer, I'm stronger. He's gonna try to look for ways to break my arms down, and I've got the power to knock him out. When we land on him, he's gonna feel something different for sure. I guarantee you he's gonna feel something different." On the other end, Canelo Alvarez has lined up his next appearance in the boxing ring and will defend his undisputed super middleweight titles against Edgar Berlanga. Canelo is still a big name that everyone wants to fight, even though his career is on the verge of ending. Despite this, Alvarez keeps his composure and looks confident ahead of his fight with Berlanga. In a recent interview, he vowed to bring pain to his opponent and eventually knock him out.
I don't know how quick, but I'm gonna do my job, and I'm gonna try to let him to feel him so much pain and then knock out him.
Alvarez further said that Berlanga should be prepared for the challenges he will be facing on the fight night, as Canelo thinks he's a different breed and not like the other fighters Berlanga fought before.
Like I say to everybody, it's not the same fight with other fighters, like fighting with me, and he's gonna find out September 14th.
Moreover, Alvarez shared his expectations for the upcoming fight and gave an update on his preparation. "How's my preparation going? It's going great. I always train at 100%, I feel good, and I'm ready for that night. Berlanga, he's skilled, strong, young, and hungry for victories, but there's nothing new for me. I've faced all kinds of fighters, tough ones, strong ones. I'm just going to step into the ring and do my job. Is he the best puncher? I don't know. I'll be able to answer that after the fight. I know that I'm strong, and I want to do everything possible to make him feel some serious pain. I'm focused on that," said Canelo, as quoted by the YouTube channel TMZ Sports. During episode 1 of Berlanga Camp Chasing Greatness, Mark Ferrate shared insight into the game plan for Berlanga's highly anticipated bout against unified super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. Ferrate emphasized the importance of the jab and distance control, both of which, you guessed it, will be key to keeping Canelo at bay. "Edgar's looking good. He's pretty much ahead," Ferrate said, referring to Berlanga's conditioning and weight management. "Today we're focusing on quick twitch muscles, working his distance, keeping his leverage, and staying out of traps." Ferrate highlighted the significance of Berlanga's lead hand, stating that maintaining an active jab is essential to preventing Canelo from closing the gap. "Make sure that lead hand is always out," Ferrate urged. "Everybody that beat him convincingly beat him with a jab." Despite the odds stacked heavily against him, Berlanga believes he is on the brink of boxing glory. Unlike many boxers who spent years waiting for that big fight and that huge payday, he received his chance early in his career. Right from the pre-fight events, he has been making it clear how much the fight means to him. The Brooklyn boxer of Puerto Rican heritage understands the kind of tough mix he is into. "Boxing is tough," he said. "It is a risky sport where anything could happen. I have been training, and I'm thinking about me knocking him out, you know, so it's do or die now." While fans were hoping for a matchup against David Benavidez or Terence Crawford, Canelo will instead take on Edgar Berlanga. At the press conference announcing the fight, Berlanga brushed off the talk about these two potential opponents for Alvarez as they prepared for for their upcoming match.
And I want to hear, listen, man, I want to hear Benavidez, you know, shout out to Crawford, you know what I'm saying? But they keep mentioning Crawford. He fought a 54-pounder, you know, it was a tough fight, you know. We got business to handle September 14th, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just keep mentioning Benavidez and all these guys, man, like, yeah, I know it's not going to happen for me, and that's just that, man, like, September 14th, Berlanga, Canelo.
It's only a couple of weeks for the epic super middleweight Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga showdown. On September 14th, as the unified super middleweight champion, will put his WBC, WBO, and WBA titles on the line on Mexican Independence Day. Reflecting on the money fight, Jose Benavidez Sr., father and trainer of David Benavidez, explained why he wants Berlanga to end the Canelo-induced hostage situation. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, he proclaimed to cheer for the challenger and said that he wanted Berlanga to beat Canelo so that everybody else in the division got a shot at the title. I feel that Canelo has this belt hostage for a long time. They already took one away, but he still has 3 of them. I'll be happy if Berlanga can beat him. Bernard Hopkins is backing Canelo Alvarez to score a stoppage win against Edgar Berlanga when the pair collide in Las Vegas later this month. It is little surprise then that Hopkins, a former world champion himself, has backed Canelo for victory, tipping the Mexican icon to retain his titles. Canelo gets the knockout within 6 or 7 rounds, said Hopkins when speaking to Little Giant Boxing. I'm going with Canelo. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Anything can happen, right? But if you ask me who I'm going for if I have to put money down, Canelo all day. Teddy Atlas said that he's sharing his honest opinion on the fight. He thinks that he wasn't surprised when the fight was announced, and he believes that Berlanga is a young and talented fighter with an undefeated record, but also said that Berlanga is a little inexperienced at this level.
And listen, it's not a knock. I'm here not to make friends. I'm here to state things that I believe are based to the truth in this business, or attached to the truth. He's the guy who can handpick who he wants to fight. In Berlanga, I wasn't surprised. No, I'll be honest. I wasn't surprised at all. I figured he was the front runner. He's got an undefeated record. He's coming off a good win. You know, he's a young, talented fighter. But he's an inexperienced fighter at this level.
Leonard Alerby isn't pulling any punches when it comes to his prediction for the September 14th showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga. The promoter is betting on a body shot knockout that will send Berlanga crashing to the canvas, ending his undefeated streak in brutal fashion. 6 to 8 rounds, Alerby confidently told Fight Hype. Canelo's stopping him with a shot to the body. Over the past several months, there has been plenty of buzz about a possible dream bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. While Crawford was laser-focused on adding to his boxing legacy by fighting against Israel Madrimov, which ended up in Crawford's favor. That didn't stop Bud from giving his thoughts on Alvarez versus Berlanga. I think Alvarez stops Berlanga, Crawford offered during a recent interview with The Stomping Ground. I think Berlanga is head over heels with this fight, he continued. I think Berlanga can be a great champion someday. I just think right now, Canelo is just too much for him. Angel Garcia said that he cannot predict the future right now, but Berlanga has the opportunity to prove himself. He thinks that Berlanga should be focusing on his training and preparation for the fight instead of people talking shit about him.
I can say he can't even lose the future, but he has a great chance like anybody else does. So you got to give him credit. So Berlanga want to be that rock star. You got to be on his A game. His can got to be 100. You can't focus on. You can't focus on what they say, she say, and none of that. That matter. They talked about Jesus, they crucified him and spit on him, and he still took good thought of him. So they're always going to talk about you. The thing you got to be focused here. If he's focused here, he has a great chance.
Promoter Steven Espinoza is confident that Edgar Berlanga will pose a significant challenge for Canelo Alvarez in their upcoming bout. Espinoza believes both fighters are fiercely determined to win. In an interview with Boxing Scene, he stated, "Both fighters showed a bit of spark, some fire, some emotion, and you clearly got the sense that Berlanga is not a guy who is there just to show up, that he's motivated, that he's not intimidated, and all of that really helps because when you've got a guy as experienced and as accomplished as Canelo, one of your big challenges is convincing people that his fights will be competitive." Tim Bradley said that Alvarez should make an example of Berlanga by giving him a lesson on September 14th. Canelo is looking for fish that was already fried. I like Berlanga. Congratulations, Berlanga. You hit the lotto. It's a fight that you can't resist, said Tim Bradley to the Title Sports Network YouTube channel. From the skills point of where he's at in his career right now, I just think Canelo is going to be too much for him. He's going to get paid to get his backside whooped. Canelo's sparring partner, Caron Davis, thinks that Berlanga has no chance against Canelo. He said that Berlanga might put an effort to win the fight, but it won't work, as he thinks that Canelo is much more experienced.
I don't think that Berlanga has much of a shot in that fight. Being honest, I don't think that he's going to win. I think that he's going to try, but I don't think it was going to be enough. I hope for a competitive fight because we love competitive fights, but I honestly don't think it's going to be very much competitive. I think Canelo knows too much. I think he still has enough, and I think that it's going to be a little bit too much for Berlanga.
He further warned Berlanga to keep his distance and not make Canelo mad, as he believes that Berlanga might find himself in trouble if he does that. He stated, "A mad Canelo is a focused Canelo. It's like some guys don't fight good in anger, he fights good in anger. I think Berlanga would be in trouble. He would be in trouble." Gary Jonas, who once managed Berlanga and now supports him during his training at Jonas's Pro Box boxing facility in Plant City, Florida, shared his views on Berlanga facing Alvarez. He remarked, "Berlanga will be a live dog. He won't run. He's going to go for it. If he goes down, he'll go down fighting and put on a show." Gabe Rosado said that Berlanga has a great opportunity. He believes that Berlanga should utilize his youth and punching power to get on top, as he thinks that outsmarting Canelo is nearly an impossible thing to do. He believes that it's still tough for Berlanga, as Canelo is not an easy target.
Berlanga has is a puncher's chance. As far as him outsmarting Canelo, I don't see that happening. I think what he has to do is maybe use his youth and his size and try to just press the action, and make Canelo fight in spots where he maybe doesn't want to fight. But that's going to be hard to do, man, because Canelo's not an easy target.
Eddie Hearn lauded Canelo Alvarez for accepting a match against Edgar Berlanga, emphasizing Berlanga's aggressive, knockout-driven approach. Hearn drew a comparison between Berlanga's power and Canelo's and highlighted the excitement surrounding the Puerto Rico versus Mexico rivalry, underscoring how significant the fight will be for boxing enthusiasts. He stated, "Yes, it is Puerto Rico against Mexico, but it's deeper than that. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for Edgar and his father. He dedicated his life to the sport, and I promise you he will give every inch of his soul in Las Vegas. Remember one thing, this guy is here to fight. This guy is here to dethrone the king." Aaron Peterson warns Berlanga that Canelo is serious about this fight and he should do whatever it takes to do it. He said that Berlanga should do the things in the ring as he said he would do. However, Peterson picked Canelo to get his hands raised against Berlanga.
But I do know this. I got Canelo. I'm not gonna lie. I got Canelo winning this fight by whatever he wants. To be respectful, call it what it is. But if Berlanga's gonna do what he's gonna do, he better do everything he's saying he's doing, because Canelo is serious.
So what do you think about this fight? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.